mentioned it, but obviously there's cuts to AmeriCorps in the from the federal government, the Trump administration, which is so sad because it's traditionally been a bipartisan issue, actually. So it's shocking to see it kind of be targeted like this. But so, what are you doing to fight back against some of these cuts, and how? What would you give advice to other people who might be facing the same thing?
Yeah, first of all, it's ludicrous, and it just shows what this I think this administration stands for, and it's had a real impact. It hurts our communities when we cut these kinds of programs, and so we have stood up from day one when they first tried to start dismantling AmeriCorps. We sued the administration, and we have a temporary injunction right now. We're continuing to fight the administration to release funds that Congress has already appropriated and they're stalling on. So we're having to deal with that. And then we've also here in California have stepped up to make sure that we continue to invest in service. So in this last budget that just passed our legislature, the governor has not just doubled down by continuing our programs. We're actually expanding programs like College Corps, which means we're saying that California cares so much about service and about really honestly creating a different kind of society, the kind of society you talked about, where we work together, where we care about each other, we take care of each other. We care so much about that. We're going to invest in it, even as the federal administration and the Trump administration pulls back.
Yeah, you talked a little bit about the fact that this is expanding across the country, which is super heartening.
Yeah.
You want to flag a couple of the other states that you think are doing a really good job?
Yeah, we're super proud that states like Minnesota, Governor Walz has created the Minnesota College Corps based off of the California College Corps model. The state of New York has created the Empire State Corps, which they say is modeled after our College Corps program. So we're very proud that other states are taking some of these models and also are recognizing how important it is for states and local leaders to invest in service. And then on our Climate Corps program, I mentioned there's 12 other states who have stepped up. We work very closely with Governor Moore in Maryland, who is an unbelievable champion for service and has really put his money where his mouth is in terms of creating exciting opportunities. And I think that's a theme, honestly, Debbie, that we're seeing,
Mm.
which is that states and local leaders, mayors even, we're seeing mayors and community colleges and other local leaders who are recognizing the importance of investing in this work, stepping up in a major way.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about that. Was my questions for you, since a lot of our listeners work in either are elected officials at the city or county level or work in city county government. This doesn't have to be a state level thing. So, what are you seeing that's happening at the local level that can be practiced other places?
Such an important message that this does not have to be a national or a state level thing. And I'll just give a quick history of how we got to College Corps, which started when I was mayor and I was a new dealer.
Yeah.
And I had this idea that we should create local opportunities for people to serve. And we created a program where if you graduated from one of our high schools and you committed to serve with our city for 2 summers and got into our local college, which is Dominican University, you basically got a full ride to the college. We called it our local GI Bill. And that was just an example of being creative with city resources and with partnering with our local university. And that program is now College Corps. That's on almost 50 campuses across our state, serving thousands of students.